Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're back again with another video, and this is about Coachella 2025. This is from the channel The Truth Is. We're going to check this together, and I love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
I'm sure you have all noticed the rise in dark imagery found in the biggest performances of the year. These artists have just gotten darker and darker as time has gone by, to the point where these performances look like scenes from horror movies. This has convinced many people, including myself, that these artists aren't just putting on a performance, but conducting a real occult ritual. Rituals that are being powered using the crowd that shows up at these events. That's exactly what we saw from the Coachella festival this year. The imagery had to be some of the darkest, most disturbing I have seen in a while. Lady Gaga is being called out for literally conducting an entire ritual that her fans were unknowingly participating in, leaving many people wondering, why are these performances becoming so demonic? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be exposing some of the dark performances at this year's Coachella festival. Let's get right into it. Coachella is one of the biggest music festivals in the world. With several big-name stars headlining the festivals, there are very few events that see crowds like this. Attracting 125,000 people per day makes Coachella one of the most influential stages in music ever, making it perfect for the elite who control these artists to use the stage to push satanic propaganda. That's what Coachella has become, a giant demonic harvesting ritual where artists openly show their alliance to the devil, all while the fans praise it all and scream for more. That's exactly what we can find in this year's Coachella festival. Many of the biggest artists were openly showing this dark demonic imagery to hundreds of thousands of fans. Most people don't understand why these performances have gradually gotten so dark and demonic. It's because this is all a part of the ruling elite's agenda. Music and Hollywood are used to shape the minds of the masses, mold people's personalities, and guide their lives. Those who run our world have plans for a new world that requires people to fully adopt their moralist society. These people that run this country pay millions to build up influential stars that's only purpose is to brainwash the masses. The reason these stars push all this dark demonic imagery is to normalize occult new age beliefs and to use these thousands of fans for their satanic rituals. As the
Emphasis on normalize this belief. Emphasis on that. That's why you see a lot of people are deviating from Christianity, deviating from Christ, because they just want to believe that this is the way. My question is, why does it in Hollywood they always have something demonic to represent? Why is it a common culture? People should be asking that question, right? Because it seems like almost all the celebrities they have one thing or the other. Like, why do they think that representing the devil is cute? I mean, it is their belief, but lots of people when they see this, they be like, well, their celebrities are doing it, and celebrities are the influencers, right? They are the people or public figure, regular people or regular folks look at almost every time of their life. And some people mentor or see these people as mentors. They embody whatever they do. So, emphasis on normalizing this type of belief or this type of lifestyle.
These stars push all this dark demonic imagery is to normalize occult new age beliefs and to use these thousands of fans for their satanic rituals. As the more people they can convince to participate in these rituals, the more effective they become. There's a reason why the stages are lit red and there's flames everywhere. That's not for the aesthetic. They are using these stages for disturbing rituals. In today's episode, we will be exposing some of these performances, starting with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has become a successful female rapper, but accompanied by that success came the dark demonic imagery. If you have seen any of Megan's recent music videos, you should have noticed all this dark demonic imagery she has been using. In her videos, she has been showing a lot of snake serpent imagery. She shows herself holding a serpent or even showing herself as a literal serpent. If you know anything about scripture or the occult, you should know that the serpent is used to represent Lucifer. Megan has been fully embracing this serpent Lucifer imagery. She has also been showing plenty of satanic devil imagery as well, pushing the same demonic propaganda the biggest stars in the world are all guilty of pushing. So it's not surprising that she was booked to perform at one of the largest music festivals in the world. Just like her music videos were full of demonic imagery, so was her Coachella performance. It seems like the theme for Megan's Coachella set was hell, because that's exactly what her set looked like. This was one of the scenes from Megan's Coachella set. Not only was Megan barely wearing any clothes, but the satanic imagery was on full blast. The stage was lit up blood red with fire all around her and her dancers, clearly appearing like Megan is performing directly from hell itself. On top of this, there is a literal demon face with its mouth open on the stage. Now ask yourself, what does any of this dark demonic imagery has to do with her music? Also ask yourself how the fans can see all this dark demonic imagery and not ask themselves what's going on and what they're even doing there. This is clearly spiritual warfare. Hollywood and the music industry is the devil's greatest weapon. With these industries, they managed to put millions in a trance, singing songs that are praising the devil. These artists got these fans praising Lucifer in hell, partying to wickedness. Then they don't know why they're spiritually lost. They're giving their praise to this and think nothing is wrong with it. These celebrities are putting this imagery all in the faces of the fans, and sadly, they refuse to see what's going on. They can't see what these performances are actually being used for. What is the point of Megan's performance looking like a vision into hell? Is this a representation of her music and what she serves? Yes, 1000%. And all of this imagery proves that. You think Megan hovering over a serpent like she's possessed is normal imagery? Open your eyes and pay attention so you're not fooled. Megan Thee Stallion wasn't the only artist at Coachella pushing this hell-themed imagery. We see the same exact imagery coming from Travis Scott. Honestly, every time I see Travis Scott performing, especially performing in large festivals, all I can think about is the people that lost their lives at his Astroworld festival. People who thought they were going to go have a good time, only to be their last moments of their lives. It's quite disturbing realizing how many people passed away at the Astroworld Festival that just so happened to be satanic themed. Travis, just like Megan, is an artist who fully embraces this demonic persona. Travis not only has tons of music videos full of mockery of God, but also he shows himself leading people to an eternal burning end. The same exact imagery he was depicting at his Astroworld Festival. Some of you should remember that he had a shirt depicting people passing through a portal to hell. Same thing as the entrance to the Astroworld, which was a giant Travis Scott mouth. All of it was disturbing and demonic, and my prayers still go out to the families who lost loved ones. You would think that after those people lost their lives at Travis's Astroworld, he would have stopped using this kind of demonic imagery and changed his entire performance, at least out of respect for those who lost their lives at his show. But that's not at all what happened. He is still using the same demonic imagery, and it's truly disturbing. One clip that I saw that especially caught my attention because it looked so evil, especially after what happened at Astroworld, was this one. In this clip, Travis Scott is performing while his backup dancers can be seen hanging upside down. They make them appear like they're floating upside down in hell. This truly bothered me, as it looked like Travis had these souls trapped in hell. It's almost like Travis is mocking those who passed away at his festival. Truly dark and disturbing. This honestly
Indeed, this is dark and disturbing because looking at videos, why are you upside down? Why is that? Like, see, there are some things that you see from lots of these celebrities that you know that is not normal at all. None of this is normal. They even their music videos, their songs, the kind of lyrics they have, their representation and whatever. I mean, people really need to be careful, if we're being honest, because of what you consume. I mean, these are music. If you don't listen to the music, obviously you're gonna watch the video. They know exactly what they are doing. That is the more reason why they have some particular songs that makes it to the video. They have some particular songs that trends the most, and they have some particular songs that they always sing continuously, so it sinks into your brain or your mind. They know what they are doing. But this this doesn't even make any sense. They each all have agenda. I'm just wondering, like, why is it always an agenda with Hollywood?
Seen hanging upside down. They make them appear like they're floating upside down in hell. This truly bothered me, as it looked like Travis had these souls trapped in hell. It's almost like Travis is mocking those who passed away at his festival. Truly dark and disturbing. This honestly shouldn't be supported by so many fans. His fans are all hypnotized, and these performances put them in a trance to the point they can't control themselves, and the hypnotic music and frequencies take over. Believe it or not, it's all ritualistic. I'm honestly disgusted that Travis Scott was allowed to perform again, especially at Coachella. He was not only let off the hook by the law and the music industry, but sadly by the fans as well. Everyone pretends to forget about what this man did, except for Egypt. Those in Egypt straight up banned him from performing at the pyramids. They called him out for being a Freemason and stated that they didn't want to allow him to perform at the pyramids to conduct a Masonic ritual. It's not a secret that Travis Scott is a Mason. Just like Astroworld was a ritual, so was this Coachella festival. While Travis had some dark imagery during his set, Lady Gaga took the demonic imagery to a whole new level. When it comes to Lady Gaga, all this demonic imagery goes back to the beginning of her career, which I have covered extensively throughout the years. Recently though, She has been turning this demonic imagery up a whole lot, dropping several demonic themed music videos like her video Disease, in which Lady Gaga shows herself becoming demonically possessed, or her Abracadabra video where Lady Gaga cast a full-on spell on her fans. I knew all of this was leading to something big. She was setting all of this up for this massive harvesting ritual at her Coachella set. Again, during Lady Gaga's set, we see this red dim glow on the stage with the same hellish imagery. Right now, I could only find fan-recorded clips of Lady Gaga's performances, and what I found is truly disturbing. In the intro to her set, Lady Gaga starts the performance with a reference to Bloody Mary before she performs a seance to the crowd. They then show her dancers looking disturbing and demonic. Her backup dancers look like literal demons, and they appear to be summoning something, and that something is Lady Gaga, who shows up looking like a demon. Lady Gaga is then shown pale as can be, dressed in red, standing inside of a giant dress. The dress then lifts up to reveal souls trapped inside of her. This was truly one of the most demonic performances I have ever seen. This is worse than what Sam Smith did at the Grammys, and that was already horrible. Clearly, Lady Gaga is showing what is influencing all of this demonic imagery. She is consumed by demons, and in this performance it shows. In another clip I found of Gaga's Coachella performance, we can see her wearing a white dress while she is buried in dirt next to a skeleton. Again, disturbing imagery glorifying death, which also connects back to the Freemasons. The Freemasons often use skulls in their rituals for their association to death. They also are known to keep a skull in their chamber for reflection rituals. We can see Lady Gaga depicting herself facing her death and conquering it. This is all done to affirm that her mortality is in her own hands. All of this is occult teaching nonsense, things that these occultists do on their pointless journey of attempting to be God. In this performance, we see more of this skull imagery, with skulls plastered everywhere. In this clip, she continues the skull imagery. This time, Gaga is surrounded by backup dancers wearing skull masks. She is then shown fighting the demon from her music video Disease, with the demon eventually overcoming her and combining with her. All of this is purely dark and demonic, yet the fans ate it all up. The fans can't see all of this for what it really is, even when it's as obvious as it is here. The mainstream machine is pushing all of the satanic propaganda for a very real reason, a spiritual and a physical reason. They need the world to become desensitized to this, which looking at these performances, we can see that they have. Her most disturbing performance of the night was when she performed Bad Romance. The performance starts with a group of Gaga singers wearing demonic masks while they act possessed. They begin ritually dancing over Lady Gaga, who then rises off a stretcher looking like an actual demon. She has elongated fingers with horns coming off the top of her outfit. Lady Gaga took the opportunity to do a full-on ritual in front of the crowd of hundreds of thousands of people. She was feeding off the crowd's energy, using it for this massive occult ritual. The fans just cheered it all on, loving every moment of it. They don't ask themselves why these artists are using this dark imagery. Why is demonic the theme for her set? The last performer we needed to talk about was Lisa from Blackpink. Just like hip-hop and pop, K-pop is full of satanic imagery. The K-pop group Blackpink is one of these groups that heavily uses satanic imagery. Just like the other performances of the night, Lisa uses all the same dark imagery for her set. Before they introduce Lisa in the performance, they show her looking like a demon on the screen. We see the same demonic themes coming from all of these artists we spoke about today. They all have their fans praising the devil without their consent or knowledge. It's more than just music, it's control. We the people shouldn't support any of these artists who are using performances for occult rituals. Our souls are more important than a fun night out. The people who are showing up to these shows are exactly where they want them to be, spiritually lost and being guided by demons. Well, I'm sure you have all know.
Absolutely true. Because why are they all dressed the same? Why are they giving that kind of representation? If this is not looking like the devil, this is gonna look like something else. And like every all the demonic nonsense, that is the representation they think like they have to put or attach to their music. Why are you associating that if you are not part of it, or if that is not an agenda you want to push? It don't make any damn sense. And lots of people already know this, but there are people who be like, well, they really do not care anything. I mean, these people are singing, but I mean, you also remember that in Hollywood, they always have one agenda or whatever, and they just tie it to the music, entertainment, and they just tell you that it is fun or it is entertainment until it's no longer entertaining. They know exactly what they're doing. And this because how do you go straight, let's say you go to a concert, and every time or during the concert, for every artist that performed or for every artist performances on stage, is representing something strange, demonic, and you don't ask those necessary questions? People have to ask questions, because I mean, what is going on? But again, none of this is surprising so far, but people just have to be careful and watchful, obviously, because it's obvious, it's pretty obvious the agenda Hollywood is trying to push using music or entertainment or whatever. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.